Hello, and welcome to this Miklix video where I'm going to show you how to defeat the boss called Black Knight Edredd in Fort of Reprimand in Elden Ring. As you probably know, bosses in Elden Ring are divided into 3 tiers. From lowest to highest, field bosses, greater enemy bosses and finally demigods and legends. Black Knight Edredd is in the lowest tier, field bosses, and is found in a room in the Fort of Reprimand. Starting the fight does not put up a fog gate, so he can be fought in the fort outside his room as well. He is an optional boss in the sense that it is not required to defeat him in order to progress the main story of the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion. During my scavenging for loot. During my exploration of the Fort of Reprimand, I came across an open doorway into a large room, but just as I was about to enter, I noticed a rather menacing-looking Black Knight inside. I don't know what it was about him that made me think that this was no ordinary enemy. Maybe it was him just standing there in plain sight. Maybe it was that foul vibe that all bosses give off that creeps me out just like the tax authorities, or maybe it was just a dose of healthy paranoia that made me think it would be better to shoot him in the face with an arrow instead of approach him in melee. The arrow to the face approach is usually my preferred way of waking up sleeping dragons, but it turns out that it is quite effective to get Black Knights up to running speed really fast as well. I'm not sure if it was really better than approaching him in melee, but making him come to me felt like a dominant move. At least until he caught up to me and made me run for my life. It is not possible to summon spirit ashes for this boss, so I had to make do without help from Black Knight Tish. I should probably have considered that before I decided to upset the boss with the aforementioned arrow to the face, but I can't be expected to think of everything. Fighting Black Knights feel a bit similar to Crucible Knights, except they're faster and more agile, but fortunately don't hit quite as hard and don't have quite as many annoying abilities. So perhaps it doesn't feel very much like Crucible Knights at all, except they're both knights and therefore all high and mighty and hugely annoying. Regardless, I really had to keep moving on this one, as he hits fast and closes distances quickly too, especially when he uses his flying attack with the golden wings. I fought him outside the room where he is found. I think that leaves more space for staying mobile, but there is a bit of debris and a couple of corners where it's possible to get stuck for a second or two if you're not careful. There's a site of grace conveniently close by, so if things start to get out of hand you can easily run there and reset the fight if you don't mind being known throughout the Land of Shadow as the one who runs away. I personally don't mind that at all, with the alternative being to be known as the one who gets stabbed repeatedly by an angry knight with an arrow stuck in his face. And now for the usual boring details about my character. I play as a mostly dexterity build. My melee weapons are the Hand of Malenia and the Uchigatana with keen affinity. I was level 191 in Scadutree Blessing 8 when this video was recorded, which I think is reasonable for this boss. I'm always looking for the sweet spot where it's not mind-numbing easy mode, but also not so difficult that I will be stuck on the same boss for hours. Anyway, this is the end of this Black Knight Edredd video. Thanks for watching. Check out the YouTube channel or Miklix.com for more videos. You could even consider being completely awesome by liking and subscribing. Until next time, have fun and happy gaming!